Right, good morning. It's just gone 6:30 on Friday the 9th of September. I was up bright and early this morning. I was up about 4:45 because I went for a waz about 4:15. Couldn't get back to sleep. I thought I'll get up and I'll do something. Got a lovely guitar in yesterday and I've decided, the lad bought it in and just wanted a regular setup, but I thought I'll get the once over, and I showed it, did a bit of work, showed him where we needed to do some work while he was here, and we agreed we're going to do an intermediate setup. But the lad says if it needs more, go all log. So I checked the guitar, and the reason I couldn't check the frets while he was here because he had that much relief in the neck, I had to go and get the neck set right, get the intonation on it. So I'm going to show you the guitar first and foremost. I like these guitars. The reason I like this guitar is I had one of these. It's a Jackson DK2M. I bought myself one of these brand new in about 2010 I think it was. Got one in the sale, got a good price on it. So it's coming for a setup. Now this one is all stock, barring, these normally come with a JB and a Jazz or a 59 in the neck. Now your JB, people wrongly call it the Jeff Beck. JB doesn't stand for Jeff Beck. JB actually stands for Jazz Blues. The reason it's been associated with Jeff Beck is Jeff Beck used that pickup. Now I like Seymour Duncan pickups, but this JB in the neck, which has been swapped out for an Invader. Not a bad choice. I actually prefer the Pat B's than Invaders, but if I ever have passive pickups, I always go for Seymour Duncans, which I really like. Anyway, that's it. Apart from that, it's all stock. So, when I got in touch with the owner, when he'd left, and I got my neck set straight, I told him we wanted some frets leveling, and also his Intonation wants doing on his Floyd Rose. So it's going to be a complete setup anyway. And when a guitar's got Floyd Rose on it, I'll normally charge a bit more because it's a lot of work. So what I've decided to do is, more for the owner's peace of mind, is I've decided to video the whole process of this. And it kills a couple of birds with one stone, if you want to use that analogy there. Because I've never done a video on a Floyd Rose setup. Now I'm a bit of a Floyd Rose specialist, having been a Floyd Rose user since the early 80s, since I discovered Hamer guitars in Folds in Nottingham. And being a big Hamer fan, and a Floyd Rose fan, I know a bit about them and I can set them up. So I'm going to do the Floyd Rose setup, and I'm going to show a little bit of how we actually set up Floyd Rose, because a lot of people dislike Floyd Roses, and the reason they dislike them is, and I know this to be true, is they don't know how to set them up and they think they're too hard and they're too difficult and blah 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 blah. They're not too hard and too difficult to set up. You've just got to know what you're doing, you've got to do it right. So I've decided I'm going to do a complete setup on this guitar. The owner's agreed, he's absolutely fine with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through the whole process. You know, and we've already started the work. I've already started by getting the neck absolutely level by altering my truss rod. Now to alter a truss rod that's got too much relief in it, what we do is, if you've got too much relief and want to straighten it out, because the strings are pulling one way and the truss rod's going the other, we tighten it clockwise, we tighten it up, and what it does is that relief, which is backward bend that way, it straightens it out. I've already done that. I've just took the level gauge there, and there you go. So the neck's absolutely straight now. Now the thing is, when the owner was here with this guitar, I couldn't suggest a complete setup because I didn't know what state the frets were in and how level we were or weren't. But on leveling the neck, finding out and going along with a fret rocker, I found out there's at least 4 frets need leveling. So I got in touch with him, as I said, and we're doing a complete setup on this now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you basically what that entails. I'm going to go through the whole process of the complete setup on this guitar. Like the first thing I've done is got the neck straight. What I'll be doing next is I'll be going across with a fret rocker. I'm going to take you through this and I'm going to show you. And once that's done, I'll start looking at the intonation on the Floyd Rose here. It can be a bit tricky to set up. They're a bit of a pain, but it's worth learning how to do this properly. They're not a pain for me because I do it all the time, and I love working on guitars anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the camera on the guitar and I'm going to take you through it. Good there, that's that. Right, with the camera on the guitar, I'm going to check the neck for level. 25.5 inch scale on a Jackson. Same as a Fender, it's a Strat, Super Strat, isn't it? Right, we're at the playing position there, so what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go across with a fret rocker. Chord, chord, chord. Got a little bit of rock on this one, I would have tried this one earlier. Chord, 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 chord. Got a rocker there on 10. 11's good. Rocking on 12. Rocking on 15. Rocking on 17. 18. 19. 20. 21. 22. 23 rocking. So I think there we've probably got 5 or 6 frets slightly rocking there. We've got no really high ones, but we want to get them all levelled off. So I'm going to get these marked off in a minute. I'm not going to do it right now, I can do that when the strings are off. So we've got, this is just to show you only, we've got 4, 5, 6 rockers on there. There's at least 5. Oh, I also want to highlight here, there's a crack in the pickup ring. It's cracked in half down this bit here. I'm going to show it on camera, you take my word for it. Here. Yeah, it's a crack down the centre there. I might have a replacement for that. If I have, I'll stick one on. Blah, blah, blah. So frets need levelling, we'll get that sorted out. Now I'm going to show intonation. I'm not going to zoom, I'm not going to move the camera around. I'm going to leave it all there. Tuner. Tuning to D, by the way, standard. The note is flat on the 12th fret. It's flat by about a couple of cents here. It means the saddle wants to go that way. When it's flat, 4 letters, we go left 4 letters. When it's sharp, we move it right. When the note's sharp on the 12th fret, sharp 5 letters, we move it right 5 letters. That's how I've always remembered how to do it. So we'll get on with the next string, which, because we're in tuning in D, that'll be a G. It is a G. G. That's 1 cent flat. Tuning needs to go slightly left again. D string will be tuned to C, because we're down a semitone. C, C. You can obviously hear that's flat. That's flat by 2 cents again. That tuner needs to go that way. If it's flat, it needs to go to the left. So we've got to alter, definitely alter these 3. Now I already checked this last night, so I know. This next 3 will be fine. No, the F's flat. Flat again. That's just about bang on. It's a little bit flat, the F. That's bang on. So, the bottom 3 strings are flat, and the B string is slightly flat. The G and the E, or strings 1 and 3, are both bang on. So we need to alter the saddles on 4 of these strings. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to blob on with this. I know what we need to do in there. I know where I need to be. I know where I need to be on these. I'm going to blob on with it. I'm not going to video every single thing on it. What I'm going to do is I've just shown you where we are and what we need to do. This was more or less for the owner, just showing what's what with the guitar. So I'm going to blob on. I'm going to take the strings off. First I'm going to set the intonation on these saddles. Then I'll take the strings off, I'll get the frets done, then we can look at getting it all cleaned up and set back up. So, I'll be back to you in a minute. Right, I'm back. I've decided I'm going to show you how we do the intonation, how we set the intonation on a Floyd Rose and the process. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to pluck the bottom string and show that we're in tune there. Perfectly in tune. Harmonic on the 12th fret. In tune. The fretted note on the 12th fret. See, we're flat. So what we need to do is we need to move this saddle that way. So what we need to do is we'd loosen the string. Take an Allen key, the right size Allen key, and we undo the holding bolt there. Now that's not going to give us enough adjustment there, I'll tell you that for nothing, but just from experience. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to move, I'm going to take this little bolt off, I have to move it to the hole furthest towards the neck so we can get enough adjustment. There you go, there's 2 holes on here. Look, what I'll do is I'll get that white with my finger, one over there, get that crud off. 2 holes here, I don't know if you can see it, there's 1, there's 2. We're going to have to move this to the next hole. So we'll loosen the string a bit more, give us enough adjustment. Saddle in there. And we'll do little movements at a time. I normally give it a millimetre first movement. So we're going to start getting that threaded back in. And we're going to move just slightly left. Right, we're going to give that tighten. Once it's tight, we don't just go mega tight with that, you don't want to go snapping and knackering threads. Tighten the string back up. Right, tuned into D, there you go. Harmonic, D, yeah, and the fret. A little bit sharp there now. No, we're not good. There you go, so we've got the intonation on that string absolutely correct. All we've done is we've moved it that way, probably a millimetre. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it with the rest of the strings. Sometimes we can keep the bolt, the Allen bolt on the saddle holder there in the, the same position and move it left and right. But if there's not enough adjustment, we're going to move it to the next hole. We'll just check again. D. There you go. Don't know what you can see there. The intonation on that string is absolutely right. Let's try the next one. Because we tuned into D, the next string, even though it's an A string, it'll be tuned into G. So we'll get in G, there you go. Harmonic, fretted note. That was okay now. We've got that one, so we've got the first 2 done. C, harmonic, fretted, flat lock, Can you see? We need to move that way again. So what we're going to do is loosen the string all the way. Blah de blah de blah. Remove that bolt, move it to the next pin and drop that 1mm that way. You get the idea. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get on with all the strings. I'm going to alter all these saddles till the intonation is right across all the board. And that'll be it, and that'll be the intonation set. Now the reason I do it with the old strings on, I just want to explain this. It's easy to get this done now, get all the intonation done with the old strings on, then you can take the old strings off. When you put the new strings on later, the intonation's already done, or it's going to be 99% close. It means you're going to hardly do any adjustment, if any. I'd say it's already going to be set, so you don't need to do any adjustment. I prefer to do it before, so I'm going to blow on with it now. I'll get it all done and I'll come back to you when I've finished. Right back, I've set all the saddles. As you can see, a couple of them have moved. I'm going to go through the intonation, open string, might be a little bit out here and there because we ain't got the lockers on, but that's D, 12th fret D, G, 12th fret, G, C, C, F, F, A, D, D. So you can see we've got the intonation done across all 6 strings. Now I can blob on with the next part of the process. We're going to take the strings off, we're going to get the neck level on the truss rod again, and what we're going to do is we're going to level these frets. So I'll get back to you shortly.